Hello, hello. My name is Coach Summer, and I'm super excited to welcome you to the Flow Shala. This little slideshow is all about curating a path for you so you can get strong and mobile, get more energy, and get consistent and feel empowered. So you might have come to us from a drop-in or an intro special, but this video is really designed to help you really understand what we're all about, because our goal is to raise the bar in movement education in flow state coaching. Again, we're not another yoga studio or another gym. We're truly at the forefront of the flow coaching industry, and we really want to educate people on how to move their body well, how to get out of pain, and how to train smarter and not harder. So what does that mean? When you train smarter at Flow Shala, you're recommitting to training with a purpose so that you can finally reach your goals without spending hours at the gym. And we're curating a custom training program that suits your goals, your budget, and that's fun. We want to look forward to working out. Every time we step onto the mat or step into our training environment, it's really important that we're mapping that in our nervous system and that we're actually enjoying it. So when you're either doing a membership or working with a private coach, all of the coaching programs at Flow Shala will help you learn exactly how to reverse engineer your goals with a team of Flow Shala coaches. So the next few slides will really help you understand how to map out a plan and take action and train flow and train in a community. I'm Summer. I've been doing this a long time. I'm not a pop-up coach. I'm really dedicated to training Flow Shala coaches as well as Mace Vinyasa coaches around the world. And I'm obsessed with teaching my clients to become their own coach. This is a philosophy I've had since I first started my business over 13 years ago. I really want to empower you with the tools to self-regulate, to know how to practice good time management skills, when to work out, when to train, what types of workouts to have. My goal is to teach you to become your own coach so that eventually you don't even need us, although you might really enjoy coming to Flow Shala classes and you'll come in for tune-up for a long time. I've actually had clients that have stayed with us for 9+ years. Some of my very first private coaching clients are still members at the Flow Shala community. I'm also fascinated with the human body and kinesiology, somatics, and flow state as healing modalities. And we'll get into that a little bit more in our membership and in classes. I do also train high-level coaches to master Mace Vinyasa and kinesiology without a master's degree or a 500-hour RYT. I say this because a lot of people find me on the web and they want to do teacher training, so membership is a really great way to start if you are curious about becoming a coach. Our Flow Shala coaching and memberships are all 100% virtual, and they have in-person options too. It's a global program, and people love that they can do it at home. They actually say, our members say that they can get into a deeper flow state when training at home. And even me, myself, I live in Bellingham, and I take virtual classes every single week because I can get it done. It allows me to be really efficient with my time. And I have a 16-month-old daughter and a 9-year-old son. And so it allows me to fit my workouts in even when I'm busy being a mom. I help my students build a sustainable business model that allows you to work harder and not smarter. So the business model for my coaches, I want my coaches to be able to earn a solid living teaching movement. I want the coaches that I certify to be able to make this a sustainable career. My goal is to raise the bar in movement education to bring it up on par to other wellness-based services like mindset coaching and even somatic therapy. The movement practice, I believe, should be intertwined with other forms of therapy. So at the end of the day, I would love to see therapists working with our Flow Shala coaches to help curate and prescribe exercise for maximizing and optimizing mental health. More on that later on. So our group class philosophy, just real simple, is to aim for 3 to 4 virtual or in-person classes per week. We always want to schedule our classes on Sunday. So that means we go in and we prioritize our wellness and our training first before everything else. We fit it in around our schedule. So time blocking is the biggest barrier that I see when people want to start dedicating their time to an actual wellness journey. So generally people get really gung-ho around the first of the year, and then they lose steam, they fall off track. And then they start to feel bad about it. And then the guilt sets in, and then it becomes this never-ending self-fulfilling cycle. So I encourage you, if you remember one thing from this presentation, aim for 3 to 4 classes a week minimum, long-term, and always schedule your week on Sunday. Other things that will help you with attending group classes are to actually sync your Mind-Body account with Google Calendar. It's real easy to do. You just select Mind-Body Sync, and it will basically filtrate it onto your calendar. You can also just time block it in your own calendar when you find the times that work best for you to train. But I always say, if you don't schedule it, it's not going to happen. And we make time for the things that are important to us, and we make time for the things that we care about. Last couple things here, make a space in your home to train. This is key. Even if you're local and in person, you plan to come in person, there might be some weather incident or some reason that you have to miss class. So I encourage you to make a space at home to train and to get your own equipment, even if you plan to come to virtual classes. And I'd say half of our member community is virtual and have never set foot in the studio. So when you're setting up your space to train, super simple. You want to make sure you have enough room for a yoga mat and ideally high ceilings, but you don't need them to train with Mace. It's beneficial to have your device or your screen set at eye level height so that you can see what's going on. And even better if you can get a larger screen and just buy a $15 HDMI cable and plug that HDMI into the larger screen so that you can feel like your teacher is right in front of you and you can see their form. You don't have to like squint down in the computer to see what's going on. And then lastly, get to know your coaches. They are your guides. They are here to help you and support you, and they are extremely knowledgeable. Every coach on the Shala team has gone through my 100-hour Mace Vinyasa teacher training, or they have other specialty. So Brooke, which I'll get into later, she's a 20 years plus in rolfing, and she's also a foundations teacher. Adrian's gone through my teacher trainings, but she's also a structural medicine practitioner, so she works with the body. So we have a lot of body workers on our team, and we tend to be the facility that people come to when they want to have a high-level movement education and they want to be empowered to move better in their body. So do get to know your coaches. They are your guides, and they care about learning you by learning your names and coaching you in the live classes as well. So a couple things before we get started. When you're training, you'll want to silence your cell phones. You'll want to get focused and start a journaling practice. This is part of membership. I just recommend daily 10 minutes of meditation and a daily journal check-in. Keep it super simple. 3 things to manifest for the day, 3 things to release for the day. We also will give you a whole manual on that as well when you get started, but we recommend an emotional check-in, physical check-in, 3 things to manifest, 3 things to release for the day. If you start journaling just that every single day, pair it with a meditation. I go on YouTube and I find meditations with like heart chakra meditations or womb meditations or even binaural beats, just something to put your nervous system into a calm state. If you pair meditation with journaling, you are going to be so far ahead of the game. If that feels overwhelming, don't worry. You'll talk with that about your coach and we can get into stress reduction tactics later on. And then the third thing here, imagine a new future for you. So we've just come out of a big global pandemic where folks are feeling a lot of overwhelm. There's a lot of residual things held in the nervous system associated with trauma, with fear, with scarcity, with mental health, with being afraid to go outside. All that stuff impacts us on a cellular level. I'll say that again. It impacts us on a cellular level. So imagining a new future for you might look like, what would my life look like if I'm training consistently 3 to 4 times a week? If I enjoy my training, if I get out of pain, if I have an outlet for all of my stress and cortisol and adrenaline that's coursing through my body? What if I start feeling less brain fog and more energy? So start to imagine a new future for yourself. And that's the first step to finding and cultivating intrinsic motivation. Ask your flow coaches for guidance. So here's our new schedule here. And this is for the winter 2023. I'm sure I'll refilm this video at some point. This is Coach Alicia on the top and Renna on the bottom. They are our member support team. We also have another Coach Daniel you'll meet later on. These are seasoned coaches that are really trained in curating a wellness program that's specific for your needs. So I know not everyone's a group person, so I'm going to go through personal training stuff as well. But these are group classes. You can see our most popular classes at Shala are 6:30 a.m. I actually love the 6:30 a.m.s too. I never thought I'd be a 6:30 a.m. person. I teach the Thursday class here, and then Coach Alicia and Bethany and Roxanne and I all kind of split those 6:30s. There are also 8:30 a.m. classes. These are like our mid-morning classes. And then a couple 10 a.m. ones. You can see this foundations one with Brooke is a great one for low intensity. So the blue classes are going to be mod high, and the lower intensity ones, like the more gentle beginner ones, we have 3 options. You can see the Tuesday 6 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. foundations on Wednesday. So if you're new to training and you're like, I don't have any equipment, I just want to start moving my body and seeing what's possible, highly recommend starting with those low intensity classes. Now, let's say you don't have a Mace yet, but you just want to get started. Sub it out. You can use a dumbbell, you can use a broomstick, you can use a wooden dowel that you can buy at your local hardware store. It should be like 3 feet, 3.5 feet, and you can even make one that's shorter, like the size of your arm. All these workouts are modifiable, and when you're ready to order the equipment, it's like $30 online to buy a steel mace. Just Google the word steel mace on Amazon. You'll find a bunch of manufacturers, and I recommend a 5 or a 7 pound mace to do these classes. But don't let not having the equipment stop you. Just get yourself into classes, and if you can come to the in-person ones, awesome. If you are training virtually at home, use the kettlebell, use the dumbbell, use the broomstick, and order your mace today. So when you get off this video, order your mace. It's going to help everything go so much faster. And then you've made that mental decision to start training and creating space and time for this. Let's talk a little bit about group flow state. So group flow state is a peak human experience. In the literature, it's referred to as ecstasis, and it's just when we're all kind of raising each other up to a higher vibrational frequency. Each decision and action leads seamlessly into the next. There's trust building and interconnection, there's collaboration, and there's a deep inner listening that happens. So even if you are not able to come into the live classes, there's still a group flow state happening when you see a bunch of people on the Zoom. And you got to just try it out to know what I'm talking about. I have several clients that have trained with us for 2+ years throughout the pandemic. That's why I've dedicated our studio to becoming a virtual hybrid studio, because there's still a group training effect that's happening even on Zoom when we are making the choice to train together as a community. And flow state is a hyper-focused state, and it allows you to experience intrinsic joy and feel a deep inner connection and deep control over your outcomes. So it is truly in our best interest as a community to start training flow state to improve our mental health. Here are some client wins from our teacher training. This is Cynthia. She was a doula. She did my 100-hour teacher training completely virtual, never she never stepped into the studio once. She only did virtual, and now she's a certified coach. All this knowledge I do impart to our member community as well. It just happens over a longer duration of time. So Cynthia trained with us for about, I want to say 5 months to complete the program, and she attended virtual classes. She says, summer's coaching was dense with information. Not only did I learn the physicality of the practice, I was also introduced to transformative coaching, learned about flow state, learned about practicing on a wave, and the importance of recovery. Go Cynthia, whoop whoop. Summer offers a wealth of information. I learn something new every time I hear her speak. Oh, I'm gonna get teary-eyed here. This is Coach Andrea. She's a seasoned yoga instructor, and she did my teacher training as well. Working with Summer and her elite team of coaches not only helped me understand how to effectively move with a mace, but also how to tune into deeper somatic experiences within my body with and without a mace in hand. This training goes beyond the teaching and physical knowledge of mace mechanics. It's a deep dive into how to seep oneself into flow state and uncover layers of creativity and connection with movement and breath. Yes, I love it. I love when people get what we're about, because we're not just yet another yoga studio. That's why we don't have class packs. We have memberships. And so, yes, you can drop in and try it and see if it's right for you. But the true magic happens when you dedicate yourself to training 3 to 4 times a week consistently for the long term. So both of these ladies were with me for anywhere from 4 to 8 months consistently. And now they are teaching this to their communities in Florida and Canada, respectively. So our philosophy at Shala, the first 8 to 12 weeks might look like this. So imagine this line here broken up into 4-week chunks. So the first month of training with us is really just cerebral. Like, you're just learning mechanics, and it's a lot of coordination. It's a lot of proprioceptive awareness, balance. You're just learning how your muscles work. You're learning where your glutes, lats, and core are. You're training deep inner core musculature that you might have never trained before. So it's definitely like in the brain, and you're kind of like in your front brain, and it's a very cerebral practice initially. Then between weeks 4 and 8, this is when we get into more of the body, the felt sense. So the felt sense is understanding sensations or how to regress exercises. definitely recommend always starting with the level 1 exercises and really using the mobility warm-ups to help you build confidence and really sync your movement with your breath. And then weeks 8 through 12 is when we start to develop more of a somatic awareness. So this is where we can start to understand the correlation between how our body moves and how our emotions are residing in our body. This might take a year. This is why we have an annual membership. You might be hanging out here in cerebral and body felt sense land for a while. So everyone learns at different speeds, but our goal is to teach you the mechanics in the cerebral time, teach you about the body and the felt sense, and then eventually allow you to start using your workouts and using your training to shift your mindset. It's our time to feel empowered by our knowledge about flow state training. Flow is a repeatable outcome. And that's why I call myself a flow coach, because I've spent over a decade studying this stuff. And all of our training sessions are really curated to get the everyday population with no experience in steel mace into flow state. Say that again. I want to get you into flow state for the longest duration that I can, because I know that flow is the most healing modality for the human mind to make long-term sustainable behavioral change. So what does that mean in plain English? The more you train flow, the more you're going to be intrinsically rewarded to keep coming back and keep nourishing your body and your nervous system and recovering and feeling empowered. So let's meet our coaches here. So this is Coach Alicia Wong. She is part of our coach and member support team. She has a wealth of knowledge and experience within the field. She also has a master's in kinesiology like me, a bachelor's in physical education. She's a certified personal trainer, animal flow coach, MoveNat, kettlebell coach. She's even done my Steel Mace Vinyasa 100-hour teacher training. So generally when you're reaching out to folks to help curate your programs, it's going to be either Alicia, Renna, or Daniel. And Alicia is really spearheading getting our member community up and running as well. So she is the one that you'll talk to about anything client support related, membership related. She can break it down for you. This is Coach Brooke. She is amazing. Actually, she was started as a client when I first started my business over 10 years ago. She's a craniosacral practitioner and has about 20 years of rolfing experience as well. But she's transitioning to really focus on movement education. She's holding workshops at Shala. She really wants to teach people how to move because she knows that's where her path is heading. She loves doing craniosacral as well. And you can find her in our low intensity classes. You will learn so much. You'll actually leave the room feeling about an inch taller and really decreasing pain on the very first session. I've had so many clients and friends that have taken class from her that said they literally walked out the door a different person. She is awesome. If you're curious about foundation training privately, she also has a 4-pack intro special. So I'd recommend coming to a class and then just asking her. She does them virtual as well. Just say, hey, I'm curious about doing some private foundation training work. And foundation training was developed by a physical therapist and surfer who is dedicated to getting people out of pain and improving vitality and posture. This is Coach Bethany. She teaches a lot of group classes, primarily 6:30 a.m., 8:30 a.m. She teaches a 5 p.m. kinesiology yoga class. She teaches the Saturday class. Bethany is a lifer. She's been with us for over 10 years. She was at my very first seminar. So she's a long-term coach and she really knows her stuff. She's fun. She'll give you a good workout. She's definitely not afraid to push you within your comfort zone, and you'll always leave smiling because she is just a joy to be around. She's also a key part of our Steel Mace Vinyasa teacher training facilitator team. This is Coach Renna. She came to us as a client and then she trained as an annual member for over a year. And then she started being mentored in my teacher training programs. And she's graduated from her 100-hour Steel Mace Vinyasa teacher training and is now in grad school learning about mental health and the correlations between somatics, mental health, and movement. She is a very knowledgeable coach and she provides private coaching. You can find her in the studio. She teaches about 2 classes a week only, and the rest of her time is dedicated to serving her clients, and then in her personal time, getting outdoors, dancing, connecting with nature, and other dedicated time spent in social justice work as well. So you made it through 20 minutes. You guys are crushing it. Seasonal intro specials, these vary. So right now we have this limited time offer. It's $139 a month. and we're giving you incentive to try 25 classes and you get the next month free. That's a crazy deal we've never done before. We're doing it in January and February only. And then if you attend 15 classes, you're going to get 50% off of your next month, depending on what version of membership you go for. So the purpose of this is we want you to establish a baseline and just get started. Just get started. Like, see what you can do. If you find that you attend one class, then you probably need to start looking at maybe different versions of membership, because maybe group wasn't the best thing for you. If you attended 30 classes and you're highly motivated and you're loving it, maybe you might be a good candidate for the next level of membership. But we can't really know until we just try. So one version or one way to get started would be our 30-day flow challenge, and just try to attend as many live classes as you can in that first 30 days and take some inventory. See where you need the most support. Do you need more support with form corrections? I'd probably direct you to private coaching. Do you need more support with consistency? I'd probably direct you to maybe private coaching or a 3-month gold membership, which includes 2 private coaching sessions and unlimited live classes and Digital Nomad, which is our recorded class library. Do you have longer term goals like weight loss? We've had clients lose 40 to 80 pounds training with us. We are not primarily focused on weight loss, but we do often work with individuals that know they need to have metabolic training prescribed by their doctor to improve their health outcomes. And so we are very well versed in the metabolic method of weight loss, that we create sustainable weight loss that happens over a gradual or longer period of time. And we have nutrition manuals as well that can support that. Do you have longer goals with mobility or injury prevention? Generally, people need to try out an intro special or maybe another shorter term membership before deciding to become an annual membership or annual member. So we want just to give you all of the options so that you can start thinking about the best path for you, because everyone learns at different rates. Everyone has different objectives and times to train and all that stuff. So again, we're here to support you on that. Here's a couple of snapshots of our last 2 members of the month. So here is Donna, who's our most recent member of the month. She is a rock star. Look at, she attended 140 classes in 2022. So we can just run the numbers and see on MindBody how many classes you've attended. So I call people like Donna our frequent flyers, because she is dedicated to at least 4 to 5 classes a week. And you can see she's even training on the ferry boat. So she's never stepped foot in our studio. She's attended 140 virtual classes. She is just crushing it. She's works with her hands. Look how mobile she is. I don't know. I think she might be in her 50s, but I'm not quite sure. But she's definitely got the mentality of someone in their 20s and is just crushing life. This is Robin. She is a local Bellingham resident, and she does about half of her classes and private coaching sessions online. Sometimes she comes into the studio. She's really appreciated the online option just because of her work schedule, and also just being safe during the times of, air quality and things like that, and just, wanting to be as cautious as possible. So she's been working with Coach Renna privately for over a year. She came to us as a referral, and she was really familiar with the fitness industry because she was writing in the fitness industry and had some contacts that knew me as well. So she was like, "Oh my gosh, I wish I would have found this sooner." So don't be like that, don't obviously be like Robin because she's awesome, but don't think about it and then wish you would have done it so much sooner. It's take action now and just get started, because you're going to feel better. There's no way you can do this consistently without feeling better, learning something, and being lifted up. So Robin's awesome. She's a great example of utilizing the hybrid membership and doing some classes online and some in person. This is on our website. It's on the pricing section. If you go to Shala train and then pricing, you're going to see, or just even /pricing, you're going to see a breakdown of this. So you can do a drop-in class, which is $25 a class. And then there's no strings attached. You can just come and try it out. That's a great way to start if you're feeling non-committal and you're I just want to try it out and then maybe do a trial later on. You can do private coaching if you're not a class person. And we have an intro special. It's $75 per hour, which is a steal for the level of coaching and expertise you're getting with coaches with 10 to 15 plus years experience. So if you're more of a private coaching person, go for the 6-pack intro. And then if you're curious about exploring the annual membership is not just unlimited classes. It is actually a training package. It's the best of all worlds. So you get 3 private coaching sessions, you get unlimited classes. So even if you come to 8 drop-in classes a week, you're going to be getting your money's worth. Even if you don't use anything else, which most people use the other stuff too. You're going to get a 5-class pack that you get to give to a friend. And then I give you about $700 worth of online courses that you have for life, including RAD Mobility, my 6 Weeks to Flow online course, Shred Fit, and Flow and HIT, which are our body weight fitness testing courses, which are amazing. And you'll be introduced to those in our membership as well. So personal training, why you may need it. Do you want increased confidence? Are you not keen on group classes? Do you want a customized program? Do you want to prevent injury? Are you looking for long-term personal growth and more personalized attention? Coach Brooke and Renna and Alicia and Bethany are our primary Flow Shala private coaches or private trainers, and they do both in-person as well as hybrid. And these are just photos from doing in-person training at our 2,400 square foot studio, very spacious, beautiful location, top of the line equipment. Other options for private training, you can reach out and do our 6-pack of private coaching with either Coach Bethany or Coach Alicia. And this just allows you to kind of establish a rhythm, see where you're at with your fitness. And if you decide you want to go further, you can discuss their pricing options and program design with them. Just we curate and customize each program to the client's needs. So there's varied pricing on that as well. And let's say you're not like quite ready to go for the annual membership. You're like, I want to do a little bit longer of a run here. You can do the 3-month unlimited gold trial membership, which does include 2 private one-on-ones and access to my Shred Fit course. So that's kind of like a baby step in the right direction of doing annual membership, but it's not quite as committed. And you can also pause this for a month. You can also pause the annual membership for 2 months in your annual term. So those are some of our options to get started. And I just want to thank you guys for this 26 minutes we've spent together. Thank you for the opportunity to connect and help you craft a plan for your wellness journey. Deep, deep gratitude for your dedication to flow-based training systems. So what are the next steps? The next steps are to book a wellness intake or goal setting call so that we can help you digest all of this. All this is on the website, but honestly, like it can be overwhelming because there's so many options, and maybe you've never heard of a hybrid studio before that offers both private coaching and, online. It's like, where do I even start? So the way you start is you pick up the phone and you make a game plan with a coach. All of our coaches have scheduling links, and you probably already been sent one. But just share with your coach where you want to go, and their job is to reverse engineer a path for you to get there. We are the fitness experts. We are the movement experts. We're the coaches. And so all you have to do is show up with where you want to go, how much time you have, and we will help you craft a roadmap to get you to your goal and beyond that as well. So I know there's some overachievers that are probably watching this and you're like, awesome, I've got my call booked. Let's go. I'm ready to make a game plan. So what can I do between now and then? Well, you can fill out the survey. It's called the Flow Shala Prep Call Form. Generally, your coach will send that. You can just ask it for them. Ask your coach for that as well, or just look on the Flow Shala pricing section. I'll put it on there as well. You could research the website. So go to flowshala.com/schedule to select and elect the classes you'd like to try. You could download the MindBody app in the App Store. Just go to App Store, click MindBody. It's a big orange square with a circle in the middle. You can buy a 5-pound or 7-pound mace. They're $30 online. Just Google Steel Mace. You can recruit a friend, spouse, or family member to do this with. So all of these little things that you do in the meantime prove to your subconscious mind that you're actually going to take this seriously. So this is a different style of coaching. It's probably a little more than what you're used to if you're looking for another like passive yoga studio where you can drop in and never get to know your coaches and they never modify anything for you. Flow Shala is not going to be that place. This is a place where we get to know our member community, we establish goals, and we help you get to those goals and surpass them. We want to lift others up within our community, and we really want to develop an awesome community that really cares about wellness and flow state and having fun when they train and exploring movements on different levels. So I hope you've got something out of this, and I look forward to the next steps. You can find me in my classes when I'm home on Thursdays, 6:30 a.m. Otherwise, I know you'll be in amazing hands with the team. Just reach out if this resonates with you and you're excited to get started. Just send a message or send a follow-up email to any of your coaches, or just reply to any emails you've got to us because it goes directly to me. And I'd love to hear, what did you get out of this? What resonated with you? Where do you want to go with this? And I look forward to working with you very soon. Thanks so much. Namaste.